Hey, what do you know? Maria back with another video. It's 8:58 p.m. Almost 9 o'clock and Thursday. Hey guys, Thursday. Yep, it's Thursday. That's what I've been saying in all my other videos. The sun hasn't risen, so obviously it's the same day. Anyway, so I'm sitting here back on my room and listening to some music, which I like to do in the evening. Kick back, unwind. Gotta listen to different tunes each night, you know, depending on my mood. And so as I was thinking today, you know, it's like, you know, there were so many things that people told me, like, you know, I never really associated or got to know a lot of other black people when I was growing up. I know that my dad used to go get his hair cut at a barber shop when I was younger, and sometimes, you know, I would go with him. And the topic in the barbershop was always white people. And, you know, I didn't know much. I mean, I knew that some of the kids at school were, like, really shitty or whatever, but I was just told to just, like, have absolutely no regard for white people by the people inside the barbershop. They basically said that they were nasty, evil people. And, you know, I don't like to believe that everyone's evil, but I do think that more white people are exposed to evil, far more than I think any other race of people. As an adult, I can honestly attest to this, you know. What this whole issue proves to me is that there's more moral depravity among white people than there is any other race of people in the world, or at least in the United States. And it makes me wonder, and I never wanted to actually come to this conclusion, but, not because, you know, I was defending them, I just didn't understand how evil, what kind of evil they were exposed to, but I do understand now, and I do believe that, you know, I mean, there's all kinds of sexual deviance out there. They're everywhere, and they exist in every race. But I personally, now from what this experience has told me, it's almost like this does say a lot, and I can see why. I can see why I'm censored on YouTube, because this is the truth. You know what I mean? And it's very eye-opening to me. You know. And I'm sure it is to a lot of other people as well. But anyway, I don't want to think about what I know too much, because, you know, that could taint a person. It could make a person hateful to other people. Now, some people will say, you know, do you hate white people? I will say I have every reason to. I have every right to hate white people. You know, but I don't. I don't let myself go that way. I have to understand what it's like for people to be raised in a certain environment where they've been fed a bunch of bullshit all their life. And other races have been exposed to, you know, the ideals of white supremacy based on what they see on TV and the portrayals of white people. And, you know, by watching TV shows like Leave It to Beaver, you think that every white family's like that. You know what I mean? But in reality, it's completely different. I mean, oh my God, I can't even tell you. But it's just something that I need to not focus on. You know what I mean? I don't want to think that when I encounter white people. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to become bitter, you know? And that's just how I have to be in order to survive in this world. But it is eye-opening, and I can't deny what I've learned. You know, this is an amazing issue. I mean, really, it is. It's actually a historical event when you think about it. I mean, when you think about what occurred, it really should be like written in history or something. I mean, some people think, well, gosh, it's not it is a big deal. It's a huge deal. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I was thinking about that. You know. I don't like to focus on things that are unpleasant, you know, you know, all the issues that I felt towards my family, my blood relations. Do I still resent them? Yes, but I you know, you get to the point where you don't even want to think about them anymore, and that's how I feel about the issue relating to racism. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about people like that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, you got to be careful because there's so much corruption out there, you know, so much. I don't fully understand, you know, why somebody. Had a conversation at work one time with a girl, and we were talking about, you know, the overemphasis of sex. What's wrong with saying that? Just because somebody is not overly sexed, and I consider myself to have a proper view of it. I'm not perverted. I'm not somebody who's gonna bend over backwards to be, you know, I'm not a sex crazed person. So then you get attacked for, is that a part of the attack? Because you're somebody who's more reserved? Is that wrong? You know what I mean? I'm starting to lose sight of this. It's like, was I being attacked because they thought I was like that? Or they're angry because I'm not like that? And then the whole issue has become confusing to me. I don't get that angle. I don't understand it. But whatever the issue is, you know, people's sex lives or their sexual preferences or whatever, it's nobody's goddamn business. You know what I mean? That's why when you talk to people, you have to be with people who are mature. You know what I mean? Somebody who's not one of those immature people who get all giddy. Like, for example, I'll be in a group with women, you know, start talking about, you know, your menstrual period or something, and they get all cringy, like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, you know what? Everybody's got one, so why are you cringing? Why are you acting so stupid? I don't want to be around immature women. I really don't. I cannot stand that. You know what I mean? And so that's why you get people who make issues out of this and blow it up to the issues that it was, or is, or whatever. You know, I prefer to be reserved. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? I'm not the kind of person that wants to be around every single person or anything like that, you know? And some people are. Some people aren't. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't want to be that way. So. And so, for the people who attack me for not being that way, are you trying to promote, like, promiscuity? Is that what you want? Are you supposed to be out there just, like, doing with everybody? Oh, I don't understand the direction of the attack. I don't get that part. You know what I mean? None of it makes any sense to me. You know? How is that Christian? You know, because if you're Christian, you're not supposed to. I don't get it. I just don't. It boggles my mind. You know, that's why I keep my shit to myself. You know, from this point on, nobody has. Very few people are going to have the privilege to sit here and talk to me. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Because too many people are immature and don't know how to deal with certain issues. Okay. Some people are just real promiscuous. I met a few of them, you know, in my past. And I've listened to their stories. And, you know, it is what it is for them, you know. And some people like being that way, you know. And some people are made that way. And that's just how they are. You know, I'm a live it, let live person. And, and that's my values, you know what I mean? Just like everybody else has their values based on their religion or their upbringing or whatever. I have the right to have my own values, you know? So, going back to white people, to defend a religious hypocrite, an incestuous one at that, I'm thinking, is incest normal among white people? I've heard that it is. You know what I mean? I've heard bestiality and everything else is the name of game with a lot of white people. And I don't want to think that. I really don't. You know what I mean? But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? And I don't like to be that way. I don't. You know, I don't want to be that way. You know? I don't want to be, like, hateful. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to, but I'll tell you. What I know could really... A lot of people, that would really make people just, like, kind of weird and not want to associate at all with white people. But I'm not going to be that way. But I will say, it raises my eyebrow. It really does. Um, and like I said, there's perverts and sickos in every race of people, okay? In every single race of people. But in this situation, I have to look at it from, like, the standpoint. Now, obviously, people must have known that Joel's family was, like, sick like that. And they thought that shit was normal? They think that's normal? That makes me, it's like, wow. That part I do not understand, and I will never understand it. And yet they wanted me to, like, be with this person. It's like, no, fuck that. I don't want to be with that. That's disgusting to me. That's like that's sick shit, man. That's totally sick. And what these people think is normal, I think is absolutely disgusting. I believe in sacred bonds. Mothers should be mothers. Sons should be sons. And that's just the way it is. And that's my right as an American citizen. Anyway, I'm not dogging on white people, so don't even trip on it. Don't even sit there and try to say I am. But you know what? You can't help to have those thoughts that come through your mind. They're going to happen. They're going to come into your mind. Because what I've experienced is just too eye-opening for me to, oh, okay, well, whatever. No, it means too much. You know what I mean? It means way too much to me. The information that I understand and what I perceive now, it's too deep, man. It's like, god damn, yeah, sick world we live in. I'm going to wrap this video up. This is the last one I'm going to do tonight. I think I'm done talking, so I will be back with another one in the morning. Have a great evening.